So, we're starting in a medium little town, Fairpointe, Ohio. It is not real, but it's real in our hearts. And it's got a university, it's got little shops, it has kind of like it's medium population. You'll see it's kind of similar to smaller states where you kind of see someone you know about every day, but you can if you don't leave your house, you could maybe get away from that, but most likely if you leave your house, you're going to see people you know. Um and there are kind of four people going about their start of their days. And we're going to start. Think about the camera kind of zooming in from above on the town, and we're going to go on to a woman who is kind of blonde-ish. She's got a little blue streak in her hair, and she's currently walking in the front doors of the shelter. She's buzzing in. She's kind of ringing the bell at her shelter she volunteers at. Hello, hello. You hear from the speaker.
Hey, girl, let me in, please.
Gabby got out. Gabby's out.
No. What about the kittens?
You hear of a cat screeching by from the speaker.
Oh God.
And the door unlocked.
I just slowly creep in.
The counter, there are papers everywhere. Things are shredded. There's a paper towel roll completely unrolled and kind of just across the ground. And then you just see the lights aren't even on yet. It's still sunrise. Nothing has even been turned on. Somehow this cat got out in the middle of the night, and you just see a flash go past you.
Who did I ring in? Who rang me in? What's the name?
Receptionist, Becky.
Becky! Are you okay?
You look over the counter. Becky is curled in a ball under the desk. You gotta get her.
Okay, Becky, you get the crate. I'm gonna get the gloves, and we'll get snacks later. All right? Break.
So Becky goes and gets the crate. She brings it out. She puts it by the counter. You see another flash as Gabby runs by.
I'm gonna think of this as layout as a shelter we worked at. All right, Becky.
That's kind of what I'm doing.
I'm gonna have you put the crate in the door that leads to the office area. Okay? That's all you gotta do. And I'm gonna try and corral her in here, but she won't be able to get to you in the desks or the computers because the crate will be there. And if I don't make it through this, tell my family I love them, and make sure that oh my goodness, make sure that Noodle finds a good home.
Aye.
Okay.
So as you're approaching Gabby, the cat, can you describe to us what Gabby sees creeping up on her to capture her?
Yeah. So Gabby sees. Oh, it's loading because I have to remember exactly what she looks like. Okay. Oh God, this is the big chin version. Hold on. There's accidentally a crimson chin version that we didn't mean to make. Hold on.
Giant chin.
Okay, that's better. All right, so Gabby sees like a kind of taller individual, probably around 5'10", like a medium build, with like dirty blonde, bordering on light brown hair, with a blue streak that almost matches the very fashion-forward top they have, which juxtaposes to their very dirty khaki bottoms. Doesn't necessarily make sense as an outfit, but she doesn't care. With a nice pair of green sneakers on and a belt, and some nice big old glasses to read papers. And now these big mitts.
Alright. Can you roll an animal handling check to catch Gabby the cat?
Gabby, please. 9.
9? Okay. So you creep up on Gabby. She's like in a corner, like puffed up, and you get the gloves around her. She rips you 2 fucking ribbons on the way to this cage. You take 1 point of slashing damage from this cat on the way to the cage.
You close it as soon as I put her in, please.
Becky helps you close it. She's sitting there. Oh my god. I do not believe in euthanasia, but sometimes
She
this one
crazy.
cat. What if we just sedate her every day?
Girl, we've had her for 3 years. I think that would just be legally dead at that point. You know, usually ferals get a little bit friendlier with time and training, and you and I both worked so closely with her. But she's like determined to
And
stay wild.
when did she learn to pick locks?
I don't know. Probably soon after she learned how to break into the storage room.
Alright, so then she kind of starts checking in the office, logging onto the computers, and then you would kind of just go through your daily tasks there. The morning stuff, so you go through your things, you're walking all the dogs, you're feeding the cats, you're giving all the sick ones their medicine, like, full-time thing. That takes you majority of your day. Like, you maybe have to do some bath times for kittens, you're doing good. But yeah, so I would say you get through your day, nothing else eventful happens, that's the one bad start to your day, but yeah, what would you do after work? You finish up your job and
I probably walk home and maybe stop by somewhere to eat. Or at least to pick up food. Because with the craziness of my day, I did not get to go grocery shopping necessarily, which I should have done, but forgot. So I don't know what's open right now.
go
Perhaps
to up to you.
I was gonna say perhaps the deli, but it might be closed by now.
Yeah, I would say you'd probably get done work around 4. But yeah, so maybe you stop at the deli. If you do, you'll see an old man. We won't get to you just yet, but you guys maybe passed. You see an older looking man kind of serve you your thing. He seems angry but acceptable. You kind of hear different things, people. But then you meander your way home. You get there, you open your door, Noodle comes running in.
Baby, you miss me? Oh, my sweet boy, look at you.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you feed Noodle, and then you kind of settle in. What would your nighttime kind of like? You're not nighttime, but like you're after work, you're eating your dinner, kind of like you're unwinding.
I'd probably take a nice warm bath, redress the wounds from Gabby,
Yep.
uh, snuggle in with either a good book or maybe, a perhaps period piece TV show. It's a little naughty.
Lidgerton.
Lidgerton, yes. They're so good at reading. And maybe text like my best friend,
Yeah.
see what she's been up to for the day.
As you're kind of texting on the phone, like the screen almost feels like it's like kind of pulsing a little bit, and it like your eyes kind of unfocus and refocus, and the like it almost seems to like the color shifts slightly. You're like you maybe
How
like
much
did Gabby
blood
get
did I lose?
yeah did Gabby get something on you? Like oh my god. But you're like as you're staring at your phone, you realize like you're kind of getting almost tunnel vision with that, and the corners of your eyes are closing in, expanding, and then your
Noodle
eyes
call 911.
your eyes kind of shut, and you hit the ground, and the last thing you hear is Noodle going, and you hit the ground, and we'll come back to that. Now the camera will pan back up. We'll watch the Earth spin backwards to start the day again. We'll flash back in. I rolled a dice for the order that we're doing this. So now it's once again around 6 a.m. We're in a kind of smaller house, maybe up, you can kind of above a kitchen type area. Um, you we see an older gentleman laying in bed next to his wife, and the alarm's kind of going for like the third or fourth time. But I mean, he can't hear it because his hearing aids are not in yet. So he just feels a smack on his shoulder. You need to get up.
What do you mean? It's Saturday.
I've been off for 30 fucking minutes. 30 minutes of that shit. Every fucking morning.
I'm getting up. Stop nagging me.
What do we
should have
see?
left you in the 80s.
You wish you could get something better than me. You want this? Do you still want this?
As she's yapping, he starts walking out of the room. Yakety yak, I'm getting in the shower.
What do we see getting in the shower?
not you see an older man in his early 80s, kind of balding on top, gray hair around the sides, a big bushy gray mustache, like wrinkles, liver spots. He's seen the sun. He does not believe in sunscreen. He's a smoker. Very wrinkly man. And he showers with like 2-in-1 Dove.
3-in-1.
Yeah, 3-in-1. 3-in-1. But he cleans himself. He's a very put together gentleman.
Does he get between the cheeks?
He's clean, head to toes. He just, the less steps, the better.
Does he wash between his ass, or does he just let the water go through?
No, he's a very cleanly gentleman. Okay. He may reek of cigarette smoke in about 10 minutes. In fact, he's lighting a cigar in the shower as we speak.
You hear from outside, those things will fucking kill you. Lots your fucking life. Have you heard of black tar lung? That shit'll kill you.
It can't kill me fast enough.
So you kind of get out of the... My cat made a noise. You get out of the shower, you kind of get dressed. What is he putting on for the day?
So at work, he usually wears like an apron and stuff, but underneath his apron, he has a nice button-down t-shirt, with like plaid or checkers, nothing too flashy, but he looks put together. And then he has this little like khaki pants, and then he has those, those like leather grandpa shoes with really thick, like cushy soles. He has those on. So he's putting on his garb, no tie, because it can get caught in, even no bow tie. His fingers are so arthritis he can't tie anything, and no regular tie, 'cause it can get caught when he's cutting. Yeah. He's cutting the meat.
Yeah.
And he goes to the kitchen and he starts brewing his black coffee.
Yep. You see, did you give the wife a name?
No, he hates her. He doesn't remember her name.
Okay. Yeah, she's the ex-wife, but you still have to live with her for financial reasons. It's a whole thing. She's sitting there. I don't know how you fucking drink that shit black. She's pouring creamer into her fucking coffee, making like milk. It hurts him just a little bit to see.
This is how I drink it in the army.
You're Vietnam, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you saw the trenches.
I wish I could bury you in a trench.
I'd dig my way out just to spite you.
I know you would, you hateful woman.
So he goes down. So I would say you kind of got to start getting, it's about probably 6:15. You got maybe 15, 20 minutes before you have to start kind of opening up for your regulars that come through. Today's the day of a meat delivery. The meat man's coming.
Sorry. Hey, Joe, you know where to put it.
My name's
right
Marty.
Back on the left.
It's Marty the meat. It's been Marty the whole time. It's Marty the meat man. How do you not know? I come every
week. What happened to Joe? Where'd the Joe go?
Hey, there's never been a Joe, Marlin. It's always been Marty.
No. I remember when Joe started. You're Joe. I know. You're lying. You're lying to me.
He's putting the meat down. There's never been I've been here for
in
10 years.
Then you should know what to do. Why are you yapping?
So you put all the meat down, and then you kind of start your prepping. So tell me, how many other employees would Marlin let work with him and let handle the meat?
So he pre-cuts the meat himself in the morning. He only has a few, like college age employees, one to work the register, one to bring the food out to the customers, and one behind the counter assisting him. Um, but he hates old people. He only likes people in their early 20s. He finds them adorable and easy to manipulate.
Okay. As you kind of have those thoughts about those earlier people, again, just one of those passing connections, you see this young girl coming in, backpack on, looking slightly frazzled, like red t-shirt, kind of brownish hair, blue sleeves. She kind of comes in, she grabs her bagel. You know her. She comes in a lot. You like her. You like her a little too much sometimes. That's okay. That's just what old men do. They just have their favorite women they like. So you have her little sandwich, you hand it to her, she goes on her way, you keep going. You go through your day, it's just you're running the shop. Like, is there anything specific you would do? Any routines he has while he's running the shop?
Yes, he lives the same day over and over
Yep.
again. Yeah, so after he opens the shop, he greets his specific customers by name. He asks how their parents were. Um, he says he remembers their parents. Something along the lines of, "Hey, Sarah, I remember when your mom was this height. How is she doing that?
She's
She's good."
doing good. She's doing good. She's like, she's just asking how you are. She said, are you still running that daily shop? And I said, yes, he is. And he does
Every
such a
day,
good
you
job.
know the drill. I'm here every day.
She gives you a little kiss on the head. Oh, you just have a great day. You're the best little
Tell
old
her
man.
stop by. Tell her stop by.
We'll do. We'll come. I'll bring the kids in. We'll make a whole to do of it.
And we can play cards or something. It'll be fun.
All right. Yeah. So you go through your regulars and everything. And then we go through. You're getting towards the end of your day. You see this ragged, like, kind of gross looking, cut up girl coming in at like right towards the end, right when you're about to close. Like you're just about to close, and then she comes in. I need a sandwich.
No bleeding. Stay there. What do you want? I'll bring it to you. Just no blood in the meat.
Yeah,
Stay
she
away.
waits.
Just
She
sit
waits
by
by
the
the
door.
door. Yep. You give her her thing. She goes on her way. Um, and then yeah, you start kind of getting closing up. And then you don't even leave your building because the meat gets brought to you. You head right back upstairs to your apartment with your
Yeah,
ex-wife.
I'll have like once we lock up, I'll have the employees like wipe down everything, send them on their way. I usually send them home with like whatever we didn't use that day, like any extra meat, bagels, whatever, to bring home to their families, and then I'll head back upstairs and I'll sit on my recliner, Diet Coke, cigar, watching like what's that game show where you have to like guess the words?
Jeopardy.
Is
Wheel
it
of
Jeopardy?
Fortune.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. I'm going back and forth between like Wheel of Fortune and The Bachelorette. And I like The Bachelorette because I know that I'm the better man than any of they could be. And I'm like, you're no good for her. She deserves better.
Your wife comes through. I think I deserve better.
If you look like her, then yeah, you would deserve better. But you don't. So stop yapping.
So she doesn't stop yapping. So she'll just keep going. I just think if you fix that fucking car, maybe you could go out somewhere and you could. And then she's
I
going
want to
on
lay
and
here in
on.
silence.
As
I want
she's
to lay
going
here. I
on,
take out my hearing aids.
so right when you take them out, there's this high-pitched almost whine that starts to kind of fill your ears, and it's like this beep, like thing, and you're watching her mouth move, but nothing's coming out. And then your vision starts to kind of like you're watching the wheel go around and around, but you can't even see what's on the wheel anymore. It's just kind of spinning and spinning and spinning, and then your vision closes in, expands, closes in, expands. If you had your hearing aids in, she'd go, "Oh, look, you're finally fucking dying. You're kicking the fucking bucket. This is it." And then your eyes kind of shut, and you just kind of fall forward in your chair and hit the ground. So you zoom out from the little Deli apartment. Time spins backwards one more time. We are back at around 6 in the morning. Gotta open up my next document. Boop, boop, boop. Right. Once again, we're having an alarm going off. It's like probably you all are early risers. Every single person in this party gets up somewhat early so far. But we're getting I mean when you have some early morning classes, you have to get up a little early. So you're an alarm beep 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 beep, same thing. You snooze it once. Beep beep beep. You snooze it again. The third time, now you're leaving yourself like 5 minutes to get ready. Rosemary, what do we see kind of shoot up out of bed when you realize you've snoozed your alarm one too many times?
Rory is 5'4", and has pretty dark brown hair, but on the top looks like, you know how you're in the sun a lot, it kind of bleaches a little bit. Has I guess a medium complexion, and like hazelish brown eyes, but is primarily just short, has kind of a baby face, but at the same time, like, doesn't typically have a super joyful expression. It's more just, I'm tired. I'm just trying to get through, but can put on the act when she needs to get that riz going. Question, because it's a little more imperative for, I guess, my character's time in life. So what time in the year are we? Like, where would I be in the semester?
I think we're in spring, so we're like getting towards you've gotten through your second, like you're on your second semester. It started, we're past midterms, but we're not at finals yet. So it's that like that slight lull, but you just have that impending doom feeling at all times.
So it's like that, it's like that 2 weeks out from finals where you're like, okay, my assignments are done, but I know that that's coming, and if I don't start studying, I'm fucked.
Yeah, and like half of your classes, like attendance matters, and they're like, you need to be here to know what's going on, and then you really don't, but they'll dock. It's like 5% a day you miss, so then they'll get you. So, and of course, that's what you have this morning with your one that you're kind of running a little late for. So what is your morning routine as you start quickly getting ready?
I feel like the first thing is I probably have a missed call from one of my parents.
Okay.
Actually, no. It's 6 a.m. where we are. Probably not. But probably had a text late at night from one of them. Didn't see it till this morning, and I'm just like, I'll call him later. So I just like really quickly try to like jump into my jeans, and like kind of like thankfully short hair, and just kind of like basically this. Like I can kind of do whatever. And obviously college student, have my little coffee mini pot in my dorm room, and I'm just like, shit, like fuck, trying to stuff my backpack while it's brewing, and then like just grab it and go and hope that I like have my textbook in my backpack, because I normally try to pack it in the evening, because this is how most mornings go for this class. I could see this being like one of those, you know, not picked a major yet, so it's probably like world history, or actually no, I could see English being my 8 a.m. and I hate it.
Yeah.
So just like, shit, I didn't finish the book last night. I hope she doesn't call on me. I have this essay that I need to finish for finals. Like, just the epitome of a stressful college student. And I guess I just like probably barely make it to classes. She's starting, and I'm like, okay, just still trying to like sip my coffee during class.
And like you have your bagel, and you're trying to like, you're starving. You probably didn't eat much last night. You were up studying. You're trying to like stealthily unwrap this bagel because this is a no food class, but like you're so hungry. So can you just
like
give me
ripping off the
a sleight of hand check to try to eat this class?
Oh god, this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be a 3.
You go to do it, and the whole sandwich, like this, again, it's like this sandwich. It's oily, it's greasy, it's good, but you just hear as its wet flap just hits, like it falls out of your hands, and you just kind of drop part of it on the floor. You watch as Professor Dagonich, whips her head around. She's like black, sleeked back hair, little pencil skirt, tight, high pony, eraser. Chucks it right at you. They're still using erasers. The school does not have much money. Just chucks this eraser at you. I'm gonna roll to hit.
Can I make a check to try to catch it?
I'm gonna roll to hit on it. I haven't got the roll. I was gonna give her a +0, but I got a 19. So 19, it doesn't do damage, but it just fucking clocks you upside the head.
It damages my pride.
Yup. She goes, page 6, syllabus, no food in class. If you didn't wake up early enough to eat, you gotta starve. Then she turns back around and starts writing more stuff on the board.
Just like under my breath being like, I'll remember that next time you come into the restaurant and need food right before we close.
Exactly. So that's how your morning starts. You go through your classes. Everything else kind of goes good. So you finish up for the day, and then you have to go right to the restaurant because you gotta make money.
So what definitely doesn't have a car, well, probably has one, but refuses to use it, so probably just walk to work. Probably stop at the deli and grab an afternoon snack on the way.
Yep.
But yeah, it is probably 4 p.m. to almost noon. Or not noon, midnight.
Yeah.
And it's like just grinding. I couldn't figure out a name for the restaurant that I wanted to use, but I decided that I wanted it to be like not fancy, not necessarily like Waffle House Denny's vibes, but kind of like in the middle. It's a sit-down restaurant, but it's family vibes. But yeah.
It's called Frisky Fries. It's called Frisky Fries. It's the same way how we have burgers, breast, and fries, and they don't mean it. Like when they made the name, they didn't think of it like that, but it has now become this running joke that Frisky Fries, like your uniform's not anything revealing. That's just the weird name of this restaurant. And it's just like a casual, like, kind of burger mom and pop joint, but they didn't know. They're so sweet. They didn't know what they were doing, and they just wanted to make...
They have cats, so they feed them the Friskies, and they were like, oh, that's cute. We want to...
Yeah, they didn't understand what they meant. So many men come in this restaurant, and they're like, wait, you got all your buttons fucking done up. Isn't this Frisky Fries?
Your total will be, or I'd be like, here's your check.
They tip like 10% because you didn't undo your buttons, but against a college town full of frat bros that are disgusting. You have your normal regulars, like you have people that come in, like Reginald and Deborah, who are like this lovely old couple. They tip exactly 20%. They sit at the same table. If the table's not ready when they come in, they storm out. They have to sit at this perfect table. But like you always get them, you know, they come in. Reginald gets a water with lemon. Deborah gets water with lime. She wants it right in there. Like, they have 2 extra lemon slices put in a thing in the middle between their glasses because he'll put 1 more in her. Like, they have a whole system, and they know you know them, and they're always a delight. They come, they're like, oh, how are your classes, sweetie? How's everything going?
Man, I'm really just ready for summer. Even though that means I'll probably go to days. I may not be able to have you guys for the evenings, but maybe I'll request a Friday evening shift just to see my favorite customers.
Oh, you're too kind. You just know exactly how we like it. It just makes it so easy. And then Reginald kind of huffs. You know, some of these other fucking residents, I don't do stations. You're doing just right. They teach you the good stuff in school. They make sure you know what you do. And she's like, oh, he's in one of his moods. He's fine. Ignore him.
It's okay, Mr. Reginald. I'll get you another water while I'm making my rounds.
She kind of just gets it. She knows I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. If I get agitated, I'm probably thirsty. And then...
Oh, and I'll lean down and be like, I don't want this to be public knowledge, but I know Blackberry Cobbler happens to be your favorite. And we may or may not have one in the back that we were gonna save for tomorrow, but I might be able to put in a good word.
He like slowly turns his head. She's one of the good ones, and a single tear just kind of falls down his face. These two are like they have like this hard exterior, but they're very good people deep down. They just are a little tough, and you kind of just have to know how to handle them. But you've been there long enough that you've worked with them, they've worked with you, and you have this good relationship with them. Yeah. So then you're closing up, and then you've got Jenny, the owner's wife, and then she's kind of just like, okay, I mean, you can close. You've done it how many freaking times? Put the cash in the register with the key in the desk, and she goes through the checklist. Like, she absentmindedly does it, but they let you fully close the restaurant by yourself. Like, you've been here kind of long enough, and you work enough and hard enough that they know kind of that you're reliable. So.
Yeah, and so I'm probably getting home at like, probably 12:30. Parents would probably kill me if they knew I was walking home that late, but it's super close to campus. Maybe a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, and
then it's yeah.
Remind me, are you in a dorm or are you like at an off-campus apartment?
I'm in the dorms.
Okay. So do you have a roommate or do you have a single?
I probably have, just because it's based on real experience, originally probably had a roommate, but then they either dropped out or for some reason moved out, so now I just have a room to myself, but there's 2 beds, so one of them is just
I was gonna say, would you make a mega bed or would you have the 2 separate beds?
Honestly, I probably have all my unfolded clothes on the other bed.
Okay. So you like open your thing. You kind of I feel like you would have like some kind of nice lights in there. Your dorm room, I feel, is like pretty cozy. Like, it's very nicely decorated. It's very comforting. You're kind of like, you're looking up at your lights, and then just one of them kind of like flickers a little bit, and it's like, bzz, and then you kind of like, huh.
Oh, not tonight. I have to study.
And then as you open up your laptop to study, the screen almost feels like it's slightly bigger than it should be, and it's like you don't have that big of a laptop, but like the screen feels to almost expand and then contract, and then expand and then contract, and you're like, oh my god! Like, you go up to maybe like, oh, I need to make a cup of coffee. Like, this is too much, and then like right when you kind of hit the start button on that thing, and you hear that like that sound kind of grows in your head, louder, and then suddenly your eyes, like, you almost like can't see over this sound, and then you just hit the floor. 3 down.
Flood my dorm room with a coffee.
Yeah, luckily I feel like it's a Keurig, right? It's gotta be like a Keurig. Do you have a coffee? I was like, if you have a coffee pot, it might be a little bad, but you probably have like a Keurig.
It's a coffee pot, but it's one of those that are set to only brew as much water as you put in, so it can keep running and burn itself to death, but no fires, no flooding, sadly.
All right, we zoom back out, spin back to what time, since it's not 6:30, what time would your day start, do you think?
Probably like 8:30, because I purposely make sure my classes at earliest start at 11, because waking up early, kind of gross.
Okay. So, I mean, you hear Noelle's alarm. She has a normal like 9 to 5, so she gets up a little earlier. She's getting up. Every morning she tries to be quiet because she knows that you like to sleep in a little bit, but like, she's doing the hair dryer. Like, she's kind of gotta doll herself up a little bit, but yeah, so she gets that done. She comes over, a little worn out still, but I'll manage today.
Yeah, since they all started bringing back their assignments from spring break, I haven't had as much free time as I tend to.
We'll make it up, but it's fine. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Jerry, he's fucking ridiculous. Half the shit I do is basically his job, but it's my job because it's his job and I'm his secretary. We'll just both make sure we don't bring anything home. We'll try not to bring anything home the best we can. We'll make time for us, and then we'll keep making it work.
Yeah, are you taking Marlene to school or am I today?
I can drop her on my way. It's not too challenging. It's kind of on the way. And besides, I mean, I feel like I can always bond with her more, and then we can just keep it going.
Sounds good. I'll wake
All
up in
right.
another hour.
All right. Just so you know, I did get you a little leftover box. It's made up in the fridge. Don't expect this all the time.
I
Just
won't.
like just a nice little treat. And then she kind of takes off and goes to work. And then yeah, so she takes off. Your wife and Marlene go. So she's off. You hear her the entire time, like, why do I have to go to school? I don't understand. I think I know enough to not need to go. Both of you are smart. You could teach me. Why do I have to go? And she's like, because we don't have the time to teach you, sweetie. You need to have professionals. Daddy is a professional. That's his job. Like, you hear this, like, 6-year-old, like, bartering. Like, you know how they always barter to get out of everything? So she's going with that. And then yeah, so she goes off, and then you have your alarm that actually wakes you up at your correct time. But every morning, your wife still wakes you up. You still have your moment in the morning, and then you start your day. What's your morning routine look like, and what do we see getting out of bed?
Yeah, you see a guy in his mid-30s, really tan skin. He has a tattoo on his forearm. He's got a shaved head, black hair, eyes are light brown. He's saying about 5'8", and he goes into the closet, gets his same old white shirt, navy blue suit that he wears every single day, puts the belt on, makes sure he has his pistol on his hip, just in case things go awry. And head downstairs, check the time. I think I missed traffic. Grabs a couple things out of the fridge, get in the car. I had the students make 10-minute audio recordings of something that they had to do during the week off, and listen to 3 of those on the way there, mentally grading them.
Right. You kind of get to your classroom. As soon as you open the door, you see Ruben's already there. He's going through kind of like helping grade papers, getting stuff done. Like, and then you see he has like a few set to the right side, kind of already on your desk specifically, that he marked up, but he hasn't put a grade on yet. When you get there.
Did you at least get to enjoy your week off, Ruben?
It is good. I'm still trying to work. It's a side job and trying to volunteer and I gotta get the credits where I can get them. But it was still good. I had fun.
That's good. I tried to make sure their workload was relatively easy during spring break, so you wouldn't have to be overwhelmed with extracurricular stuff.
Yeah, and they did really well, except for one our normal problem. They call them McBaskets. So McBaskets, is this athletic scholarship kid. He has turned in maybe one assignment the entire semester, and on your desk you see Jason McBaskett. His last name's not Mc. You don't really know his last name. You don't care to know. He's like the worst student you've ever had. And you kind of see like where Ruben's going through and highlighted. So I think it looks like he might have and Ruben's this big guy, but he's a little like nervous, so it's weird seeing him like fidget. He's like, I think he might have plagiarized this one. So I don't really know what to do. That seems like it's kind of out of my wheelhouse. But I'm just gonna leave that one up to you, and I'm gonna get back on these, and I'll have these done before they even get here today.
Great. I love that. Start looking through the paper.
So plagiarized.
Great,
Like,
love this.
if you want to make an investigation check to see, like, if he even tried, or if it was, like, copy-paste from AI, like...
Investigation would be an 18 flat.
He fucking, like... All he did for this assignment was Control-C, Control-V. He did nothing else.
Like, he understands some websites, it actually puts the URL with it, right?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't think he was even... I don't know what we can do with him though, because like this is like worse than I've seen, and he just is like, well, I mean, he'll be here with the rest of the students in about 15 minutes, and I'll leave that up to you, and yeah.
Yeah. I
Then-
just leave it at the side of the desk, having where I'm just facing the classroom, and just start playing on my phone. Probably have like some kind of game to play on my phone while I wait.
And then right about the 10-minute before class, you have like your normal early students coming in, and then you get like mostly full, and then you start your lesson. What is your lesson on today?
So this is Sociology 244. Did I actually give this class a title? Let's see.
Don't know.
Why
It's all
words
the-
are important.
Why words? That's the one.
Yep, why words are
Okay.
important. Alright, welcome back from spring break, and the lesson plan for the day. Did I write one? No. I did not.
So you go through teaching, and about 20 minutes into this lesson, your door kind of slams open. Salenti! And then McBasket comes walking in. Good spring break! And then he sits himself down in the back of the class.
Again, Dr. Sale. No one uses my full last name for the reasons that they might mispronounce it, and we don't want that to be insulting to anyone if you don't actually know how to pronounce their name.
No one uses mine either. They all use McBaskets. But like, I can think of you for a cool nickname, like Sally, Mr. Sal, Mr. Salesmeister, Salesman. You're selling the knowledge.
See me after class.
You got it. Then yeah, you get through your lesson, and he like, again, he's horribly disruptive, but he does just sit there. He's not paying attention. But he doesn't like ruin it for other students besides that initial burst. So he gets through, he kind of walks up. He is only carrying his laptop. He has nothing else. It's like he only has the laptop and like the basketball. And yo, Mr. Sal, what's up?
I hand him his paper.
Good work, right?
Yeah, at least 2 fingers did anything on this paper. One on Control, one on C.
He's like trying to figure out what fingers he used. Well, like the citations, like you have to. I used the citation machine. Like I had to get them over.
Yeah, you did. I could see that you cited everything after every sentence, and everything's not in the right format, which is fine. That's never been a problem before. But the issue stems down to plagiarism, which you should have learned about in your English 100 class.
With Dr. Daganich?
Yes. Why do you use their full name and not mine?
Well, she just got this vibe to her, and I don't know, like she's just really easy to pay attention to.
Wow. That's just wild. Okay.
Alright, well, I got practice. I guess I'll just have to redo this one for you. I'll get this set up. We'll make this work. We'll just figure it out, right? I'll get it to you tomorrow, next week.
Absolutely. It would be a shame if you had to lose your basketball scholarship for this paper.
Nah, they won't do that. They need to win games, and I win the games.
Yeah, and I know the coach very well.
He kind of gets a little nervous, but there's this sense of bravado that he does firmly believe that, like, yes, he might get in trouble, but, like, he's untouchable. Like, that's why he's so aloof to everything, because he's like, nothing has happened to him so far. And then he's like, okay, you keep me updated on how that goes. And then he...
How's your home life, Jason?
Fucking sick. Freaking sick.
Insight check.
Okay, yeah, roll on him.
8.
And I'll roll... I'm giving all my NPCs, like, +0 for reference. 7. you can tell that he has this like sense of confidence, but there is like definitely he is lacking. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Catherine. I just realized that too. Um, he is lacking that like thing that kids have when their parents nurtured them. Like he was not nurtured as a kid. Like they were there and they pushed him to do sports, but they didn't actually nurture anything that he would have maybe wanted to do.
Would you be interested in one-on-one tutoring
For what?
for all of your classes, not just this?
He like pulls out his phone. I mean, I'm in Rocks for Jocks. I'm in uh plant science. I'm in like his schedule is a fucking mess and it does not add up to any degree. Like he is purely here for basketball.
Because it's always good to have a personal touch when working in academics. If you never learned how to learn, then you're kind of stunted from the get-go. You can definitely use basketball logic to learn.
Like dribble logic, like but you see like there's this thing where he usually has like so much that he's like saying, but all he gets out is like dribble logic because like he's sitting there, he's thinking. Well, like when would the tutoring? How would that? And then would you not talk to the coach if I do that? Is that like a we don't do this if I do this?
Yeah, it would help you improve your grades, which means I wouldn't have to talk with coach about losing the scholarship and having to take you out of games for this tutoring.
You roll an intimidation check
Absolutely.
just to see like how much you're freaking him out, like that you could actually make something happen to him.
It's a +4 or plus other thing? It's only a +2, so 15.
That's still pretty good. Like so let's see, it's probably a Monday. So like Wednesday, are you good?
Yeah.
That's when I have a block at my schedule.
Yeah, I have office hours after every single class.
Okay. He'll be like, well, I will sit there and we will unplagiarize that paper side by side.
Yeah, because you don't want to pass to the other team and then lose points.
So I lost points on it for plagiarism.
A lot of points.
A lot of points. Okay. I got you, Dr. Sal. And then he kind of takes off. And then you made an impression on McBaskets.
Oh, I hope Marlin doesn't grow up like that.
What else would so you go through, I'm assuming you have multiple sessions. You go through, like he purely is, like every teacher has that kid, he is that kid. So you really don't have any other super big problem people around. So yeah. What would your kind of wind down, like you're getting ready to close up, you maybe still have Ruben, do you give him anything else to do for the rest of his night? And then, yeah.
Yeah, Ruben, a lot of the stuff that we had them do over spring break was audio-based, so I can handle that on my own, since I know what I'm looking for in those specifically. No, not to your discredit, you've done a great job, but your forte's definitely been more in physical writing and not audio tech.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff, honestly, sometimes just listening to them talk all day, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And you kind of just, like, drops
and
that. But
a lot of them haven't taken public speaking, so they're just bad at it as well.
No, they sometimes I feel like they're just spewing whatever's in their mind, and they don't know how to re-record or do anything. That's why I do prefer, at least most people when they're writing, they are able to use the backspace key and get that kind of editing process. But I really don't know how you can handle just their spew of consciousness sometimes.
With experience comes becoming dull to the sound of students talking.
He laughs, and then yeah, he once again kind of you've seen like since you've kind of had him working for you, like he started with this shitty laptop that like barely did anything, and like you worked really hard to get him some payments and something where he, he works side jobs, he does stuff, but you see like he was finally able to upgrade his laptop a little bit and get something that actually can do some of the shit he needs. He has like some nicer things, like he looks like he's maybe eaten a little more. Like he's a big guy, but he went from being almost lanky to a little more like filled out and has some more color. And you've definitely like helped him settle into college and kind of helped get one more kid through.
Just make sure you keep helping people, Ruben. Now, get the hell out of here. Get some sleep. Work on your nursing stuff. Go.
Well, to get some sleep and the nursing, those kind of counteract each other, but I'll do my best. And then he takes off. All right, and then you're going home? Like you're...
Yeah, I go back to my office, retrieve my gun, because I can't just leave it on campus.
It shocks me every time.
Yeah. I do a little bit of work at my office, at office hours, which who knows if someone's going to show up to. Just kind of let that ride for a bit. If someone shows up, I just try to be personable with them, get them through the rest of the day, get back in my Ford Escalade, and head home.
All right. Driving, you get home. Because you probably went later, Noelle probably gets done right around like 5. Luckily, you have Marlene does some after school stuff, so Noelle can pick her up on the way home. It works out. You have it kind of down. You guys have it down to a science. You work well together. You're a good team. You get home and she's like, "Oh my god!" She gets out this like noodle art. I made this, and then she gets out another thing, and I made this, and I made you can tell it was an art day at school, so she has like all of her projects in her backpack. Her zippers don't close. She's like, I made this, and then she's already getting the magnets out. Okay, can you put them up on the fridge?
Absolutely. And you're always going above and beyond, and I love that.
She's like, they only asked for 5 and I made 10. She's young overachiever right there, starting. But yeah, and then you can see that Noelle's kind of drained. Like her day is definitely busy with Jerry. Jerry's he's rough. Like he makes her do a lot of stuff that is not her job. And that's kind of that weighs on her. There are a lot of things that he should be able to manage, but he has her like print out all of his schedule ahead of time, even though he has access to it on his computer. But he has her print out and highlight he has her do stupid shit that is beneath her, but it also shows a lot of benefits.
So you're telling me he asked you to find how to make it into a PDF?
Well, he had me make it into a PDF, but the screens hurt his eyes, so everything he has to see on a computer, I have to print out for him, so then he needs everything. So I give him a binder every day of just all the things that he could just click through. 10 minutes for him to click, 2 hours for me to make a binder. But then I also need to plan his meetings. His calendar is she looks at it's a fucking disaster. He's got conflicts all over. I really don't understand and then she kind of goes off, but she gets, and you can tell if anyone else was doing her job, they would be falling apart. But she works really hard. She's good at what she does, and she has a positive attitude about it.
Yeah, I'd probably stand up, start massaging her shoulders, give her a kiss on the head. It's like, well, you're doing the best you can, and that's all we really ask.
Yeah, that's all I really can do. How's all the classes today? What do you call him? The one McBaskets? How is he?
Yeah, he's definitely an interesting case. He'd be really fun to have experimented on back in the day when we are doing more experiments with people. But like Minnie, his upbringing was not the best. His parents just pushed him, but never cared to hold him and understand him. So I have to now do extra hours and teach him basic MLA font formatting and all this extra garbage. Or he might not make it through his second super senior year.
Oh, well, again, I've heard he definitely does good at the games at least, so I'm sure you've already tried to relate it, but Jerry loves the games. It's on his calendar that I print out every day. But maybe I know you're probably going to try to be able to relate that for him.
Yeah, I have to learn basketball now. So that should be
Oh.
interesting. Always been a
Right.
football person, so hopefully there's a correlation between the two.
Oh, well, if there is one, I'm sure you can find it. And then she kind of goes, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go get Marlene ready for bed. We're getting a little late." And she kind of takes Marlene. Marlene's like, "So tomorrow, I think I'm gonna try to read 6 books. 6." She like tries to think of like is that like too fast thinking, like yeah. And then she kind of takes her off, and you're sitting there just kind of going through some of your papers.
Yeah, I probably put my headphones in to continue listening to the students' projects.
Are they like noise cancellation headphones?
No.
Okay.
They're
So
like
you put
skull
them in.
candy plugins.
Yeah, so you put them in, and as you turn on the first thing, the student's voice kind of like rambles on, and then it just starts to kind of drone a little bit. You like find yourself like you just talked to Ruben about how you're able to do this, and then you almost feel yourself like losing focus, like oh my god, like what is going on? You rewind 15 seconds, you try to focus. You're kind of looking up in your, I think, are you in your kitchen for this?
Yeah, I'll just be in the kitchen with like
Yeah.
some water or some anything.
Yeah, you look up like your little kitchen table fan's spinning and spinning, and you kind of like look up at it, and then it just seems to almost start to like wobble slightly, and then like it's wobbling, and then again your vision almost closes slightly, and then opens, closes, opens, and then you hear the student's voice just get to like a high pitched whine, and then your head just hits the table. You all kind of like open your eyes, and it's at first the light is super bright, like it is blinding light, and then you kind of just hear like the sound of like hooves on cobblestone and like the dun of like carriage wheels, but you're not even thinking like that, so it just sounds like kind of like rough wood and stone kind of grinding, and then you all kind of like realize at the same time that there is this horse-drawn carriage kind of like plowing towards you, and you're in the middle of a cobblestone road. Can all of you roll dexterity saving throws to dodge this, or it would be a check or a saving throw? I really never know the difference, but have you start with something kind of stressful.
Yeah, that's a 9 for me.
It's DC 11.
Ooh.
18.
Good roll.
18.
Wait, so is it a check or a saving throw?
I'll do saving throw. Give you guys the bigger bonus.
19.
19.
And not for me. I rolled a 19, but that's -2.
I mean, it's DC 11. I just want to make it slightly harder than math.
Okay.
It's low DC. Low DC.
17.
17, yeah. So anyone, I mean, basically, if you roll below, you're kind of just gonna get shoulder checked by a horse on your way, and you just hear, "Oi, watch it! Get out of the road!" And then you see this little, like you look up, and it's this little tiny, like pointy hat, little gnome on top of a horse, just chucking along. And as you start to look around, you realize that these buildings are so much more colorful than where you were. Like, think about like those Italian areas where it's like colorful shutters, like everything's so bright, and like now it's not Italian as in it's like a beachside, but that's kind of like the color scheme we're thinking. They're not very tall buildings either. They don't have the infrastructure for that. They're more short, but there's enough. You're in like a town type setting. There's 15, 20, 30 buildings max around you. And you kind of realize you're in this, like 4 of you are very close by. We'll go in order again. Francesca, can you describe what our other 3 regular people see?
Yeah, so you see about how tall are halflings? a little, I'm gonna say between like 2.5, 3.5 feet. That could be very wrong. We're gonna ignore this. Just swimming, absolutely swimming in the clothes, like a baby in adult's clothing. The blue streak in the hair is gone. It's all kind of that dirty blonde-ish. There's also scars on my face now that may not have been there before, and a little eyebrow piercing. But I'm just like, oh my god, cat scratch fever. I'm dead.
And then
This
we'll
is death.
we'll switch to the next person. You look around in front of you, Francesca, and you're looking right at the kind of these like old, like looking legs. Marlin, do you want to describe kind of what they're seeing of you now in this new environment we're in? Same clothes,
well,
so still button up
yeah.
and everything.
I may be shrunk by like a foot. I'm like
Okay.
4 feet tall now. My features are probably more like rough looking and more broad. Because I am now a dwarf. But other than that, I still got the same facial features, same like big mustache, same hair. The only thing though, so Marlin, I open my eyes and I'm like, everything's blurry. And I take off my glasses to clean them. Oh, everything's clear. Oh, I've had glasses since I can all remember. Now I don't need them. That's nice.
With your new clear vision, you kind of look to your left and God, would why am I so many things? Rory, I was like, why can't I remember your name? Rory, can you please describe your current attire and how it fits on your new character model?
Yeah, so everything pretty much fits
It's like it should just be a little
this way
like
the same.
yeah.
But now, where it was originally like kind of that 90s, early 2000s, like baby tee that meets the high-waisted kind of mom jeans, it is now a crop top. And for the first time in probably my entire life, I am having to look down at people or can look straight at them rather than
And especially these two, they are like they're coming up to like maybe your waist or like mid like rib cage.
yeah, and I just kind of have this feel of like, what the hell happened? And instead of kind of the like brownish hazel eyes before, they are much brighter green, so almost like not as deep as like a emerald, but a brighter, like really bright grass green. And the hair has more of like where it was just pretty dark before, it kind of lightens towards the front to where there's like blonder than brown, kind of ombre, and it's just like super long hair, whereas before it was like shoulder length, and just like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
I need a haircut. I don't like this.
And then you kind of look to your left, and Emiliano, can you describe how your clothes are fitting on this? Were you in pajamas by then, or do you think you would still have been in your
I would have
teacher
been.
garb?
I wouldn't have had the tie, but I
Yeah,
probably
I
would have like the top button undone and everything.
Yeah.
And the white shirt, which fits exactly the same. The pants that are now ripped below the knee, where there's now a lot more fur and hooves where shoes are supposed to be. As I am slightly taller. Oh, shit, I'm 6 feet tall. Where he had tattoos before, he now has these large snakes going down both of his arms that are a mix of blacks and grays. He now has a full beard, a full set of hair. His eyes are goat eyes, so they have the horizontal iris, and he has long salt pepper hair. What the hell is going on here?
And then as you kind of realize you're still all standing in the middle of the street, and as you look at each other, you realize that the other three people with you, they all look just as confused as you. So, and you all look very confused. But you're looking, and there's like you see someone passing. They're like completely red skinned. They have horns coming out of their head. You see someone passing. They're bluish, and their hair is almost like clouds, just kind of flowing like. It's like if you've seen Studio Ghibli movies, you're like, this is why am I in a Studio Ghibli movie? Like you're having those connections, and it's just not not Ohio, not in Kansas anymore.
Huh. I've known to have very lucid dreams. This is a very new low for me.
Sure, I'm dead. I don't know if you're having a dream and I'm just haunting you, or if we both died, but I'm like 97% sure I'm dead.
Also, question: would our voices pretty much be the same?
Mm-hmm. They'd be the same.
Do I need to roll a check to see if I recognize the first person who spoke, or would I recognize it?
For Emiliano or for?
Yeah.
I would say like you would see similarities, but if you want to roll the check, that could help you figure it out faster. But Emiliano, you can you're seeing Rory, but just pointier ears, taller, wearing a crop top, which I don't feel like fits any vibe.
I realized I would have probably gotten into pajamas, but probably would have worn the top for earlier, so I probably have like plaid pajama pants on that do not match the top at all.
Yeah, and they're like 4 inches, 5 inches above your ankle right now. Like or a foot, would it be? How much do you think you grew, like a foot or half a foot?
Oh, I was 5'4" before,
And
I'm
like
assuming
6.
I'm pretty close to 6 foot. So about half a
So
foot.
these are coming to like mid, like calf, these pants. But you, Emiliano, you would recognize her faster than she would recognize you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Is this a sign that I need to not drink coffee at midnight?
Well, it's never a
Did
good
someone
idea.
slip something in my drink?
I wouldn't recommend anyone drinking coffee past like 7, unless they have a night shift. Who the hell are you all?
Well, you're not my ex-wife, so this must be heaven, right?
Mr. Mandel?
No. No. You call me Papa. You know that.
Pop, it's Rory.
Hey, how the hell are you? What you doing here?
I don't know.
What are we all doing here? Actually, where are we?
That's what I'd like to know as well.
If you wanna, if I can have Francesca, can you give me just a general, as you're kind of hearing them ask the questions of where are we, can you give me a general nature check?
That's gonna be a 15.
15. You're kind of in tune more to kind of the area of Ohio. You know the smells of Ohio. This smells so different. It's not a scent you've even experienced. Like, it's fresher air. It's more, everything just feels kind of more unrealistic and just more magical than you would kind of assume Ohio would feel like.
Nope, not Ohio.
Would we have, so if like we were holding our phone or had our phones in like our pockets, would those still be with us?
I would say any kind of technology wouldn't have come with you. The only thing I'm letting pass that is the gun.
Damn. I wanted to just pull out my phone and be like, fuck, it's not working.
I mean, so here, I would say, let's say you have it. It is like blue screen of death. Like this, it can't seem to figure out how to function and do anything in this place. Like the physics around it don't exist here, so it's just like a glass like screen, and it doesn't turn on.
Oh, okay.
I start visibly freaking out. Like anxiety freaking out, not like I am tripping balls right now. What the I want this dream to be over.
Is there another cart passing by?
I would say you would see a few. It's like you're off to the side, but you're off kind of set from like the main thoroughfare of the town. So there's a few cars going.
I'm gonna just try and wave someone down. Hey, what's happening?
Hello.
Where are we?
You're in Dumbleland. Dumbleland. That's the town.
Great. Yeah, sorry, we just landed in from Dreamsville.
You know, I've never heard of Dreamsville, didn't you? Where'd it come from?
It's quite a distance away.
And you're talking to, he's probably like a halfling, like shaggy brown hair, just wearing like a little like general like farmer looking clothes. He's Seems like he's carrying some merchandise. Alright, well, you got any more questions? Strangers in weird clothes that don't really fit them right and kind of midriff, so what's going on there?
Yes, I'm looking for a tailor, seeing as in the travels getting here, it didn't seem to go very well.
That's your first thing? You're coming from some place called Dreamsill that I've never heard of, and your first objective is to find a tailor?
Yeah, I want to make sure the clothing is appropriate for the new location I'm in. I want to be a part of your customs if I'm going to be here.
Alright.
This is absolutely when I know it's Emiliano.
Alright, well, okay, if you want to look nice, there's Madam Bluesberry, Blue B-L-O-O-Z-E, Bluesberry down there. She's blue. It's the big blue sign. If you want to look not that nice, but kind of okay, there's Madam Raspberry, R-A-Z-Z-B-B, two B's, one is silent, B-B-E-R-R-R-Y, down there. Blueberry, raspberry. They're not that different, but they're very similar.
I do definitely appreciate your time.
Yep, remember, blueberry expensive, raspberry cheap. Goodbye. And he rides away.
Well, seeing as how we don't look the part of this weird dream that we're in, do we want to head to an expensive lot or an inexpensive lot? And I check for my wallet, which is not on me. Shit.
I don't want to know why you are in this fever dream, Emiliano, but I need you to please shut up right now. You are being so weird.
I've done nothing.
You guys.
I don't think we've
I
met.
did a haircut.
Wait, Olivia.
I mean, obviously you're...
Do you guys
I don't know
know
if
each
you
other?
should
Was this a like a car accident or like a multi-person cat scratch incident? Because you seem to know each other, but you seem to also be from Ohio. Because you understood when I said we're not in Ohio.
Fairpointe?
Well, I know
Yeah!
those two. I don't think I
Alright.
know... Are you from Fairpointe?
Yeah! You know the Humane Society on West 3rd Street?
Oh yeah, I've been trying to go over. I wanted to adopt a cat, but my dorm won't let me.
I'll help you sneak one in. Yeah, no, I work most of the time I'm over there. Unless somebody has like an animal problem like in their house, in their yard, then they call me.
Alright, and I would say you guys are... I would say we're talking and walking.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I'm worried about this halfling losing their clothes and being naked, so I'm like, do you want me to help tie that so you can wear your shirt as a dress and then... Because I don't want
Yes,
you to...
please.
So I'll like get down and do that like the teenage girl thing where they like tie it with the hair tie and like try to get it to where it's like a high dress. So you're covered, and then I'll just be I'll carry these for you.
And then I'm gonna say, oh wait, check this out. And I have the cargo pants that unzip in like 3 different places. So I'm gonna unzip it at the highest and be like, perfect! You know, I thought these would come in handy someday. And they finally did. But yes, I appreciate any help because I don't remember being this tall.
Yeah, and how are you doing, Pops? Are you able to move around all right?
What?
Do you need any assistance moving around with your clothes seemingly being too big?
Well, I think my pants. Sorry, out of character. My pants like are maybe like a little baggy. I only like lost maybe like a foot. So I
A
really
foot's
don't know
a
my clothes are-
lot.
Well, I was only like 5 feet tall to begin with. Like, I don't think my clothes are falling off my body.
Dental
Like, my
DeVito?
pants are probably long.
Don't make fun
I'll
of Pop
just like
Pop.
help.
you
I'll
know
be
what?
like Pop. I'll just roll the pants up for him a
No,
little bit so he doesn't trip.
stop. You're negative. You're negative. Stop it. I don't need
I will
your
call.
help. I can do it myself.
Mr.
Stop it.
Mr.
Hey, you know
Mandel,
what?
I will call
I'm just
you.
gonna take my
Pop-Pop if
pants
let
off.
me.
You know, I don't need pants. It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna.
And he starts to undo his belt
Oh,
and like pull his pants down, but his shirt covers his under. He's a little tighty whitey old man.
I was gonna say, if he's in boxers, they're probably almost short length. Like,
Nah, he's an
5
old man
inches.
tidy whities.
Okay.
Hey, I know I used to walk around like this in my house, so it's okay. I don't know any of these people, so they won't know me either. It's fine.
I would say right
And I like
as...
kick my pants off to the side.
Well, I would say right as Pop-Pop takes his pants off, you get to Madame Raspberry's outside, and you see like the sign's a little crooked. It has like a big picture of like It's not a raspberry. It's like some weird berry, like that. Like it's not a raspberry, but that's just her name. But it's like some weird, like purple, kind of like almost sparkly berry that's up there.
How do you spell her name again? I wanted to read it because it was like
Razzbberry.
So it would be
Lots-
raspberry.
Lots of silent letters.
It's a berry.
You open the door. It's like a little ding, 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 ding. Those little bells go off. She's sitting in her chair, her hands on her head. She has a big bottle next to her, and she goes, "What? Just what?"
Some of us have misplaced our pants. If we'd be able to get some that are closer to this town's versions of clothing.
You come to pick on me? You're not going to Madame Blue's? Madame Blue's the big fancy tailor with the nice hems and the fancy skirts and the fancy dress. And then she kind of looks at you and goes, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
A white shirt.
Like, she kind of starts looking at you and she's like, how is everything so, like, perfectly down the line? And then, how is it, like, if someone was there's no imperfections, really. It's like, I mean, it doesn't fit. You look like shit, but it does. How did they make it look like that?
Sewing machines?
Sewing machines.
Yes,
And, like,
the
she
machines
kind of, like,
from Dreamsville.
Machine. Like, that word doesn't resonate with her that well. She's like, machines? Fancy ass. Oh, I bet that fucking Madame Blue's got a machine. That's what she's fucking got. She's got a fucking machine, doesn't she? You can tell she's a little tipsy and probably has lost a lot of customers to Madame Blueberry. She's like, you know what? Give me your clothes. Give me them. I'm gonna put you in something, and you're gonna strut on over there. Or I can alter these if you want, but let me make a proposition. You let me keep these. I study them. I figure out how they tick. I figure out how she fucking ticks. And I'll give you something for free.
I'm not going to argue that.
So then she says, okay, close off. Holds out a bucket. Like, I'll collect.
I'm sorry,
much-
I am not stripping
keep my
in
shoes
front of
on?
these people.
She points. Curtains back there. Pick something before you go. You can have it for free, but you leave the clothes with me. Yeah, so now you guys can kind of go and pick your outfits you would like, and then I would describe. That's the last description we're gonna need is what your new outfits look like. That kind of, and as you're looking, the designs of these clothes seem so outlandish to you. But like as you're kind of going through the racks, think of it like a Goodwill type situation. She just has random shit everywhere. Like her shop is not organized. But then like you looking around and there's like this random like spectral hand just sewing something up in the just up in the corner by itself. And then you look in the other corner, the broom is kind of like just gently sweeping the floor in the corner. And then you look at her and she's just kind of like slowly kind of shifts her hand. Like she's clearly manipulating some things around the shop.
I'm just walking around like pinching myself. Like, okay, like if this is one of those lucid dreams, I should be able to like wake myself up.
Honey, if you keep pinching yourself, you're gonna leave a mark on that pretty skin.
I can go first for clothing.
Yeah, she'll let you, as long as you give your other clothes to her to study and analyze how they were crafted, she will trade you for an outfit.
Yeah, I try to find a fairly nice set of pants with a belt. I might even just keep my belt, honestly, because it has the marks where the pistol goes. And I find a large, like, really dark ash, blackish blue and white coat that goes over a teal turtleneck. Okay. Ugh, these pants don't feel great on all the leg hair, but it'll do fine. And I leave my tie and everything behind.
This whole time she's been drinking. You know, I've seen hairier than that, but there's a lot of things you can do, and it's like you can get in between them. You can get in between the hairs. And she goes back behind the counter. She's drunk as fuck. She's had a rough day.
Yeah. Trying to get my horns through the turtleneck is an awful time, but I do it.
Yeah. If you need anything taken in, and then she kind of just swoops her hand, and the spectral hand stops sewing. Ask him. His name's Beffrey.
I think I've got this, Beffrey. Boop. My head pops through.
Then yeah, so on to the next.
I envision being Rory, and with her being so tall now that her options are probably limited, but like I am scouring to like, okay, there has to be some kind of like baggy pants in here, like somewhere, like, and so eventually I'm like, shit, I can't find. So I'll come out in like the kind of like flowy top, so it's just like loose and not very form fitting, and like I probably couldn't find any like looser pants for a woman, but I like try to get away with just wearing what is essentially an undershirt and is meant to have a undervest under it or a corset. And I'll be like, yeah, this is great for me, and I'm assuming because of what my final character art looks like that she'd be like, nah, honey.
Yeah. And then again, Beffrey's there to help if you need anything kind of taken in. She like drunkenly will wave her hand and it'll do a stitch or two, take something in. Like it's this little spectral hand is like, you seem like she doesn't have much going on, but these like little spectral things she's good at. Like that's something she's practiced.
I feel like she subtly has the hands maybe like carry the little corset over to be like, you should try this on. And
Yeah,
I'm just like,
she's like, let me tell you something, Beffrey. He whispered to me. He said that look real cute on you, and it's free. It's still free as long as you're just wearing Madame Raspberry's designs. It's free publicity.
I'll just rub my eyes because I've avidly avoided anything form-fitting my entire life. I'm just like, here we go.
Yep. Also, just a quick description of Madame Raspberry, because I was thinking of it while I've been talking as her. She is like probably a water genasi woman. In this like, so her hair is like this flowing like water that just kind of drips down her. It's dark though. It's like murky green. Like she's kind of weird looking. Pale blue skin. She's in like a just brownish pants and then like a kind of plunging top, and then it's like down to here. As she's drunk around, she's like dangerously close to having an incident, but it manages, like, it's just on the edge, but it never slips past. But like she just seems to be lucky in that way. And then she's got like the heavy blush on, heavy eyeshadow, but like she's a little bit wet, it looks like, all the time, so like it kind of runs slightly down her face. And then she just occasionally, Beffrey, and then Beffrey comes and reapplies some of it, and she goes, okay, go back. And keeps going.
So Pop is just walking around in his tidy whities and his socks because a beautiful woman told him to get naked, so he did. He kind of like does not care at all. He stumbles to like the closest clothing rack, which happens to be costumes, and he grabs like a purple and gold robe. And then his eyes, since he's woken in this new world, his eyes are super sensitive now. So he needs a hat. So he grabs like a matching purple and gold pointed hat. He looks like a stereotypical cartoon wizard man.
He leans over the counter again, just barely. You look comfy.
You sell cigars.
What?
I need a smoke.
She like, Beffrey. And then the hand goes in and pulls out. I mean, she's like, I don't have cigars, but... And it opens, like, it's like a pipe. You don't know what's in it.
I'll take it.
Pipe.
I gave you my shirt and my pants. What else do you want?
I mean, that's fine. Anything for free business. And then she'll let you take a puff if you want to. That's up to you.
No, I want the whole thing. You
No,
want my
that's-
underwear?
No,
I used to wear a kilt back in the day. Once. All
I'll
the
give you
ladies
just
came
one
running.
puff. But
And
when...
I need the whole... I don't know how long I'm gonna be here for. I want the whole thing.
when mommy drinks, mommy likes to do a little puff. Just sharing one.
Yeah, what I gotta do?
Beffrey
Hey,
takes
what
it,
the man
holds it
gotta
up
do to get a cigar around here?
Beffrey just pulls it up to your mouth for one. You can have one. Be a good boy.
He sucks on that thing so fast.
And then she takes it away, not too much.
And his eyes start to like roll into the back of his head.
Yeah, and if it doesn't hit like a cigar, it's not strong. It's like a slight buzz, but it's not addictive, but it's just like a slight head high. Like he just feels a little lightheaded. But it's not too bad.
This reminds me of the good old days.
And you notice the drunker she gets, the more precise Beffrey is. Beffrey, like, it seems like the less in control she is, Beffrey is doing better. So it's like, just casual. She's like, he likes me like this. And then, one more. Little short girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to her and be like, excuse me? I seem to be child size now. Do you have, like, a fashionable children's section? Because, I mean, I want to at least look somewhat okay if I'm gonna be this size.
But, listen, what do you mean, child size you would be like a foot shorter, right? You seem fully grown to me.
Sorry, shorter?
Yeah, you know, they start real small because they're little guys, and then they get a little bigger. Then they're just big little guys.
So this is the biggest I'm gonna get?
It's probably the biggest you've been. Why? You're still holding out hope? You look, what, like middle-aged?
You know, I'm so happy I'm dead, because if I was alive, this would be a crazy time.
I hope you're dead. Baby, why do you think you're dead? You're so pretty. You can't be dead.
Okay, maybe I am alive. She just starts blushing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Let's get you in something nice, and then she kind of shows you some stuff. And then what does she put you in? What speaks to you from her shop, from Madame Raz's berries?
berries. So I'm gonna be like, can you help me find something that's like something that I can get dirty, but also something that'll hold up, but also something that might be a little bit fashionable? I'm not really sure what people in this area think is.
What kind of dirty?
Preferably the actual physical dirt kind.
Oh, Beffrey, put that back. Not that. Not that
Wait,
one.
Beffrey, wait.
And then she brings out, and then you can describe your outfit.
Yeah, so, the outfit brought out that I'm, like, spot on is, like, this kind of, dark, like, a gray teal, pants with a gray teal cowl, underneath of a dark, like, pine green, fur-trimmed, shirt thingy. With some nice matching dark blue armbands and a waistband, as well as the shirt kind of turns into a skirt in a sense, like coattails. It's very nice. Matching boots with the fur. And yeah.
All right. And then she kind of says, okay, I'll take these to the back and I'm going to make good things just like them. And then I'll be on top. And Blueberry won't know what hit her. But also, it's nighttime. She points outside. It is getting dark. It's nighttime.
Men.
No, you cannot stay here. It's Mama's time.
No. I didn't want to. I mean, like, I'd love to stay, but no. I mean, mommy. Sorry. I was going to offer you something.
Oh, a gift. Mommy likes gifts.
I'll trade you something really neat about the pants I'm leaving behind for that pipe.
No.
What if I show you?
No.
Watch. And I take the cargo pants and I put them together and I start zipping it. It grows. You know who doesn't sell this? Whoever that other lady in town is, because she's not as good as you.
Oh. How about I just take them and then I keep the pipe? Beffrey fucking snatches them. And if you want to not have them snatched, you can make a dexterity check, and then I'll roll against you with Beffrey.
Listen, my grandmother is a smoker, and if you did not let her have her cigarettes, she started beating people. And this old man I'm with looks like he's seen some stuff. So it's not for me. My lungs are nice and clear.
No.
Then I keep the bottom parts of the pants. Fine. That's all right.
Beffrey is going to try to take them. So
No.
if you want
You fucking snatch.
I'm going to roll.
Go ahead.
Like,
I never showed her those parts of the pants. She didn't even know they existed.
Well, she's gonna try to get what she can to study. I rolled an 18. She has a +4, so 22. You're also making a dexterity check.
Is it a check or a saving throw?
Check this time.
Oh shit.
It's like a contested thing.
No, it's gonna be a 19. Shit.
Ooh. Beffrey gets them and she goes, naughty, naughty.
I'm gonna say, oh no, you got me. That
Pop,
one
pop,
piece
help.
of pant. That one single piece of pant.
I mean, yeah, she doesn't know there's more. She just was like, I'll take more clothes. She is gonna try to study them. But she does kind of, again, Beffrey starts pulling the curtains closed, extinguishing the little candles, and she goes, okay, let's go to bed. And there's more beds in the bed place across the street. And then she points over. There is like an inn. It's called like Night's Respite Inn. And it's just casually across.
Never gone to sleep in a dream before? Maybe that's how you wake up. Oh, God.
Well, hopefully you'll just wake up tomorrow in some good clothes. Bye-bye now. And then she kind of lets you out. And then, as you're crossing the street over, like, it has been such a weird experience already. You hear this, like, slapping sound on the concrete of, like, wet, like, flipper-type feet. Like, down the thing, and you see this, like, what you can only think of as, like, goose adjacent. But this thing is, like, 8-ish feet tall, but it's not actually that tall because its neck just kind of, like, hangs to the side. Because its neck is kind of just floppy, and it flops around. And you just hear a chorus of people in this village go, oh my god! The gamble snatch! It got out again! But yeah, and then you'll fight the gamble snatch next episode.
Sorry, Pop. I tried to get you some ciggies.
That woman reminds me of my ex-wife.
I'm still in pop-up mode.
Outro, Jeremy.
Oh my god. Please hold. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time for episode 2 of Practical Magic.